Dopamin. Dopamine now. Can you feel it now? Check it. Dopamin. Dopamine. Dopamine now. Can you feel it now? Take it. Dopamine.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Circuit de Charles Villeneuve. Jill Villeneuve, Jesus Christ. I apologise for the start. We took a bit longer to get in than we were planning. But we're here now. We have a brand new driver with us this week in the Aston Martin, replacing in a full-time seat the crybaby that was. We are here for round 4 of Division 1, Season 14. And it seems like a fair amount of drivers are already heading out onto the track. We will go on with Stuart while we talk about the driver's situation. So, after 2 solid rounds from Grellis, he has clawed his way back up to the top of the table. And with him and Havoc Connor both scoring points, it has put Red Bull on the top of the constructors at this point in the season. Miyagi is having a relatively solid season. He didn't fare too well last time out, only finishing 10th, but it's still a point. Then we have Mira in 3rd after 3 relatively solid finishes, and then we've got Benny in 4th, also with a few solid point scores. Now the trick around here is avoiding penalties. As we see there, Stuart has already invalidated his first run. That is unfortunate for him. Let's see, is it Kazingle? Yes, it is Jackie Boy going on his first fast run. Let's see what he could do in the Ferrari, standing in for Reliot this week. Our new driver is Masked Ranger, who is also on his first lap. But there are quite a few drivers out there who are already out on their first laps, trying to get as much time in as they possibly can because they know that invalidations and penalties are big around this circuit. Now here's the corner I have trouble with. It's the hairpin. Very nicely done from Jack. A little bit wide on exit, but I'm sure he will be able to cope with it. DRS wide open for the long straight down to the wall of champion chicane. He does not invalidate. That means he is going to be the first person to put a time on the board. And it is a 1:12.6. Tom Putty beats that with a 1:11.897. Now we have a whole parade of drivers behind that. And Masked Ranger, the new driver, puts it on provisional before Benny with a 11.4, and then Benny a second and a half, or basically a second ahead of that. And then Poop Cannon putting his fist down and saying, nope, this is going to be my track. As we have Grelis coming across. A 1:09.6 for a banker. He is not sitting around. He wants to be on pole tonight. As we have now got Evan, who has invalidated. That's unfortunate. Let's see. So, did Stewart go again? It looks like he saved his battery and decided to go for a lap the second time round. Is he going to dive in the pits? No, he's going to complete this lap and get a time on the board. And he goes third with a 1:10.3. Miyagi comes across the line. I apologise. And puts Stewart down to fourth with a 1:10.2. So Grelis is probably sitting there very happy with himself at this moment in time. As Evan has invalidated again. Where is Janice? He's just started his lap. Looks like Benny Buno is going to be going again. We'll stay on with Bogrovsky. Let's see what the Dutch driver can do in the McLaren car. Only to 10th for 1:11.1. He's not going to be best pleased about that. Let's see. This is Cavolis coming round now. Miyagi will be coming into the pits. Stewart will likely be coming into the pits as he is on old tyres. What is going on back here? Who is that Aston? It was Masked Ranger. He did improve. Mirror is now starting his lap. Masked Ranger doing the right thing and getting out of the way at the first opportunity. I believe I've just missed someone. Skipper has just set a time, a 1:12.4. Let's go on with Cavolis as he will be the next driver to cross the line and set a time. Now this track is very much a compromise of low wing versus medium wing. Oh, and he invalidates on the Wall of Champions. No. Cavolis, that is unfortunate for you, sir. Unlucky. I know how painful that is. I've done that many a time. It's likely to happen to me tomorrow. We had a Haas round in Sector 2, and Mirror also invalidates at the Wall of Champions. And it was D-Rush who was round. There's no damage to the car, so I don't think it was an incident. Let's see then. We have Benny Buno coming into the pits. Jack is starting another lap. He feels he can go faster. I pray for tomorrow night that he can, because he is my teammate. It would be nice to have more points for Division 2 McLaren. Let's see. Evan is currently on an out lap. Is Cavolis going to go again? And that is a purple sector 1 from the Ferrari driver for tonight. We have little Mikey starting a lap. So we will go back on with Kazingle. Cutting the grass a little bit on the exit of turn 10, I believe it is. Turn 9, sorry. So let's see where he can put this Ferrari. Is he going to be the Hamilton of Ferrari this race? Throws it in, gets it through nice and clean. And he jumps up to 13th, 1:11.891. A decent enough lap from Jack, considering his previous escapades. We will go on board with Evan. Let's see where he can put this Mercedes. And he puts it up to 6th with a 1:10.6. Little Mikey is now coming across the line and is invalidated. Oh, you absolute plonker. And D-Rush has just jumped up. No, it wasn't D-Rush. It was someone else. Right. Someone just jumped someone and I completely missed it. It seems Grelis feels that he can go faster, so he's going to go out and put out another lap. Does he feel that he is at risk to Poop Cannon, Benny, Miyagi, and Stewart? I'm sorry, I missed that. Guna jumped up to 5th. Amazing lap from the Ferrari driver, and Benny has come in. We've also got Havoc Connor out there, doing his absolute best. Currently on a 10.696. Will he be able to improve? I believe that is Stewart about to come across the line. No, it is Cavolis starting his lap. Then we will have Mirror starting his lap. We will stay on with Connor. Very clean through the Wall of Champions. No invalidation here. Is it faster? No, it's 5 tenths down. That's unfortunate for the Red Bull driver. Maybe he is doing 2 out laps, warming up the tyres. What we will do, however... Oh, and Bogorovsky has been disqualified. Why has he been disqualified? Oh, okay. You're not really meant to do that, Benny Buno, but okay. Kinda caught that on stream. Let's see, where is Cavolis? Cavolis and then Masked Ranger are the next ones to come across the line. If Masked Ranger is doing another lap, he is. Cavolis up to P3. Where does Masked Ranger put himself? He was down on his time and invalidated, apparently. Okay. Mira has put himself up into P8 ahead of Giannis. Only by several hundredths, as Grelis goes even faster. He's gone faster by 3/10. He did not want to risk Miyagi getting any closer. So it's a 5/10 gap at the front at this moment in time. I'm sorry I missed your lap, Grelis. It was inevitable. And Giannis is now coming in. Skipper is already done with his lap. Evan is on an outlap, starting his lap now. We will stay on with him. Is his teammate going to get in his way? Bogorovsky in the chat saying that he did the same as me at China. He let a car pass when coming out of the pit lane and got disqualified. They've really got to fix this game, haven't they? But it's never going to happen. Benny Buno gets clean out of the way of Evan. That is a personal best Sector 2 for Evan. As he comes down to open the DRS. Cars pushing upward of 200 miles an hour on this straight with DRS and ERS active, and Evan dives into the pits. And I believe Benny Buno has just invalidated on the Wall of Champions. Oh no, maybe not. He invalidated early on. So he is fine to finish his lap. Let's see. Mars Ranger is coming into the pits. Where is Stuart? Okay, so who is out in front? So the first driver will be Benny Buno. And he has pulled out of the lap. He's backed out. Not quite sure why he backed out of there. Maybe he didn't take the corner correctly. Knows that he wasn't going to get the time. Let us see who will be next. I believe it is going to be Stuart. Let's see where the Scotsman can put his Williams. A little bit of a wobble on the exit of the Wall of Champions, but nothing too major. He goes a tenth faster, putting himself up into P4 next to his teammate, as Poop Cannon puts himself into P2 behind Grelis. And there's a bit of a traffic jam on the pit lane exit. Poop Cannon doing what he can to get himself out of the way. Let's see who is now on a lap. And Kazingal has invalidated his lap. Will he continue and go for another round? Meanwhile, we have the Haas of Skipper going slowly. God, this is almost like they're all racing each other, and Grelis has given up. He knows that he is going to be in the top 3 at minimum. Unless someone brings out an absolutely world-class lap in the dying embers of this session. Let's see what D-Rush can do. He's got a bit of a toe from the car ahead, and he comes into the pits. Oh, it's all confusing now. Let's see. Tom Putty moves up to 16th. Good lap from him. Poop Cannon is now going to try and push for another 5/10 improvement. It's going to be difficult, but can he do it? And Mikey has retired on the track, I believe. Yep, there it is. Upside down car. Oh, Mikey, Mikey, Mikey. That's not what you want to see for this session. But we will hit the replay in just a second. Where does Skipper go? Does he improve? He improves to 17th. Good job from the Haas driver there. Let's watch this replay here to find little Mikey. There he is, upside down. Seems about right. Now we have both of the Mercedes and one of them's pulling in. Evan is going faster, puts himself fourth. Good lap from the Mercedes driver. He needed to be up near the front for this race. Where can Janis put himself? Comes through the wall of champions, has a little bit of a wiggle, takes the shortest route to the line, puts himself 7th. We now have Kavolis, who invalidates on the wall of champions chicane. Oh, that must be gutting. He was 2 tenths up as well. He would have put himself into 3rd or 4th. And the only drivers left on track have invalidated their laps. I do apologise for the coughing. Throat is very, very dry right now. Right, come on, you two. Retire from the session so we can get on with the race. So, as you can see there, Grellis stating dominance by 5/10 of a second. Half a second ahead of those in P2. And Miyagi has a 5-place grid penalty. So there was obviously a collision somewhere for the V car. But there we go. It is Grellis, then Poop Cannon. Would be Miyagi, but it will be Evan, Mirror, and Kavolis being your top 5. Now, the real question around this track, is it going to be a medium, hard, medium? Is it going to be a medium, hard, hard? Or are you going to do a hard, medium, medium? Or is someone going to go out there and attempt the legendary one-stop in this game? Now, we all know that there are tyre whisperers out there, people who can look after their tyres for an insane amount of time. Poop Cannon being one of them, notably around Silverstone, taking his soft tyres, 16 laps until rain. If any of the drivers can take their mediums to about lap, say, 12 to 16, and then put the hards on, they could get away with a one-stop, especially if they're in clean air. Now, the real question is, who has the balls to do so. I have a feeling Grelis might do so. I have a feeling Poop Cannon is listening and might try it, but we will find out. So we will bring up the position change for the start of the race. A little bit of tussling there from the drivers on the formation lap. Grelis having none of it though and getting well out ahead. He's starting on the hard tyres. Let us see what tyres everyone is on. So, the majority have gone for mediums to start. But Grelis, Kavolis, Guna and Masked Ranger have all gone for the hards to begin with. Do they know something that we don't? Grelis is usually the advocate for don't start on the hard tyres. So I don't know whether this is a mistake by him or if this is actually intentional. He is desperately trying to warm up his tyres. He probably should have waited a little bit to let the cars behind him keep up. Because you want to warm your tyres and then not sit on the grid for a long period of time. Because your tyres will cool down. And that is an aggressive angle that Grelis is going for there. He wants to cut Poop Cannon off from the start, and he has he's disqualified himself. He was not in the box properly. A little bit too far forward, maybe. So, we will go on board with Evan, who is in P3 currently. One, two, three, four, 5 red lights. And away we go for the Canadian Grand Prix. Let's see what happens at the beginning here. Poop Cannon has got himself past Grelis. Of course, Grelis is on the harder compound, so he will be slower to start. Stewart is up 2 places already, along with Tom Putty, who is now up 3 positions because D-Rush is round. D-Rush had an incident already that was not great for the Haas driver. He had a decent starting position. Let's get rid of the position change. Already gaps are starting to build. Oh, there's a bit of end plate there. I don't know what car that has come off of. Let's see if we can tell on the way down here. It's very difficult to tell when they're that close together. There was an end plate. Oh, a bit of a bump between Benny and Mikey. Mikey known for sniffing out the rear end of other cars. Looks like... Ah, there it was. It was Masked Ranger. He has come into the pits to get a replacement wing. And Benny has got himself a 3-second time penalty. It's only lap 2. How have you done that? Dear oh dear. Right, okay. Let's go back on with the guys near the front. We have Stewart, who is currently closest to Evan. Although we might see a move from Miyagi here. Will Miyagi have the legs to get past Guna? Not right there, he won't. Grelis... I apologise for the coughing, guys. Grelis has got a fair gap ahead of him to Poop Cannon. Poop Cannon is not messing around. This is going to come down to strategy at the end of the day. And that was a beautiful move from Stewart in the Wall of Champions. Havoc Connor has now got himself a 3-second time penalty as well, as Stewart has set the fastest time of a 1:13.4. Now, will Kavolis be able to get past Giannis? He is currently the closest driver up front, although Benny and Mikey and Havoc Connor are all within 2/10 of each other, trying to keep up with the back of Benny Buno to get past, because Benny Buno has now dropped a 1.5 to Miyagi ahead. Will there be a pass from the drivers behind Benny Buno here? Let's go on board and have a look back, and Benny has already gone past Benny Buno for P10. Oh, Mikey, oh, I think you're going to have to give that position back, Mikey, my boy. That was a little bit risky. And that, I believe, will be 2 warnings for the Kick Sauber as well. Kazingle gets himself a 3-second time penalty as well, as Guna has caught up to the back of Giannis, or maybe Giannis has passed him. As Miyagi goes up the inside, which then becomes the outside, not doing so well there. Miyagi right on the tail of Guna. He wants this pass done so him and his teammate can move on and get up the track. As Stewart is now past Poop Cannon. I didn't even see Grellis pass Poop Cannon. But Poop Cannon is now down to 3rd, with Stewart having a 1.5 second gap ahead of himself. As Guna gets himself past Giannis, Miyagi also follows. God, it's all going on right now. Bogorovsky gets himself past Tom Patton before the... and Kazingle is out. Kazingle is the first driver into the Wall of Champions. At this rate, we're going to have to change the name of it and call it the Wall of Plonkers. Unlucky for my teammate in Division 2, but I believe it is currently just a VSC. Havoc Connor gets himself another 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. And we are green again. Grellis has gained time, but that was a massive slide from Grellis there. We will go back and have a look at that replay of Mikey with that overtake. That really strange, dodgy overtake, but he did not give the position back for it. Grellis is 2 seconds ahead of Stewart, who is 2.5 seconds ahead of Evan. Mirror right up the rear of him. And Poop Cannon has dropped after that VSC restart. Did he manage to get damage? As Kavolis tries to go up the inside of Mirror, no room given. It was a bit of a dive from the Williams driver, to be fair. Bogorovsky is now into the pits. Is that to change a wing? I do not know. We will find out after the race. So at this moment in time, the race is currently for P3 between Evan, Mirror and Kavolis, and Evan slides through turn 8. That is not how you want to take that corner. Maybe he was a bit too harsh on the brakes and locked the rears. But this has now given Mirror P3 at this moment in time. But it also means he is now at risk from Kavolis with the DRS. There it is. the Williams now in Ps 2 and 3. It would be a dream come true in real life for Williams if that were to happen. I know, because I'm a Williams fan. So there is now a 5-car train behind Cavolis. Is he going to be able to keep them behind? Little Mikey gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Janice spins in turns 6 and 7. Which has given Guna a bit more of a gap back to Benny now. With Benny being 2.7 seconds behind. Is there going to be a pass on Cavolis? Cavolis has created quite a gap here. Is he going to be able to keep the Alpine of Mirror behind in these next 2 DRS zones? He keeps him behind for the first one. And he will likely stay behind for the second as well. As Hoop Cannon comes into the pits. Along with Giannis, I believe both. It's just a change of tyres for Hoop Cannon. Is it just? It's just tyres for Giannis as well. D-Rush also into the pits as Guna gets himself past Miyagi. Now the hard tyre runners are starting to come into their own as the mediums start to wear away. Now, did Guna get the DRS off the back of Evan there? Was he there for the detection? Not quite. That is unfortunate for the Ferrari. Means he is in danger from Miyagi behind. Although Miyagi is a little bit too far back. Oh, Evan sliding through the wall of champion chicane. Almost came a cropper like Kazinga. Miyagi and Guna side by side through turns 1 and 2. Oh, a little bit of wheel banging. As we have M. Benny, Tom Putty and Little Mikey all into the pits. And Little Mikey gets himself a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Now everything is starting to spread out. We will stay on with the drivers who are closest together. Who are Evan, Guna and Mirror. I'm sorry, Mirror, Evan, Guna and Miyagi. Miyagi has put his foot down to catch up with these guys now. Let us see what the tyre situation currently is. So, the top 10 have not pitted yet. Everyone else has. Whether it was this lap or last lap, Magic Poop Cannon gets himself a 3-second time penalty as Evan now dives into the pits. Stewart is also into the pits from P2. What is our current driver standing leader going to do? Is he going to carry on? Oh, he is struggling on those hards. I know personally that Grellis does not like the hard tyre. Evan now has a 5-second gap ahead of him, meaning he has fresh air on those tyres. He can potentially make those last a good while yet, as they are the hard compound. Skipper and Benny fighting behind. Benny gets himself the DRS and makes the pass very easily. He wants to catch up to the back of Evan and see if they can make inroads on the car's ahead. As we have Miyagi on the back of Guna, who does not have DRS. He has a look, doesn't go for it this time around. As Poopcannon gets himself past Skipper before the DRS opening. So P3, 4 and 5 still fighting it out. Who out of this group is going to blink first? Who is going to come into the pits? It will either be Miyagi or Mira, I have to say. As Grelis gets himself a 3-second time penalty. That is going to be troublesome for him later on in the race. That could be a P1 gone from Grelis. Now, is Guna going to be close enough to the back of Mira to make this move into the Wall of Champions chicane? Looks like he got a good drive out of the hairpin. Is he going to go for the move? He goes to the outside. Couldn't make up his mind. I have a feeling that was partly because of Mira driving in the middle of the road before the braking zone. He just couldn't choose a side. So they will have to go around one more time. Stewart with the fastest lap. Yet again, a 1:12.8. So we will stay on with these three drivers as they are still the closest together. Apart from Benny, who is now within a second of Evan. So these two are going to want to work together to work their way up the grid. Guna is almost out of Mira's DRS. He is out of Guna's DRS, or out of Mira's DRS. This has put him at danger to Miyagi now. Will Miyagi be able to put the rubber down on that track and get the pass done before the chicane? It does not look likely. He is coming down here quickly, but it's not fast enough, and both him and Mira come into the pits, releasing Guna. Although Guna now has a very scary prospect of Stewart behind him in that Williams. On fresher rubber. And not afraid to tickle the prostate of an F1 car is Stewart. Especially if he feels he is faster than you. Guna lets him through. He does not want to deal with him. So, Benny is still within that 1 second of Evan ahead of him. Did he get the DRS? Yes, he did. He was just about there. I do apologise. I need to take a quick drink. Now, will Benny be able to get his car ahead of Evan and swap the DRS for the next lap? He's edging ever closer, but not quite enough. Maybe he is just conserving his battery at this moment in time. As Miyagi gets himself past Mira into the chicane there. And Kavolis has got himself a 3-second time penalty. Not good news for the Williams driver in P2 at this moment in time. Although he still has to go into the pits. At this rate, and there is another 3-second time penalty for Little Mikey. This is a great camera angle. I love it, but it's even better when all of the cars are close together. As Miyagi is coming up to the back of Bogorovsky. Let's see. Will Benny be able to get this pass done? And we will skip back to Miyagi if it does not look like it will happen. Kavolis has come into the pits. He's had enough of the current tyres. Does not want to deal with them anymore. As Miyagi has got himself past Bogorovsky, as has Mirror. Master Ranger gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Now, where does Kavolis come out? He is coming out into traffic by the look of things. Oh, he is just ahead of this group. That is good timing from the Williams driver. D-Rush gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Let's have a quick look at the penalties. As I say that, Mirror gets himself a 3-second time penalty. So, those on 3 seconds are Grelis, Stewart, M. Benny, Kavolis, Magic Poop Cannon, Mirror, Benny Bruno, D-Rush, and Masked Ranger. And I've said that as Connor has got himself onto 9 seconds. And Little Mikey has 6 seconds on top of the 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Oh dear, what are these people doing? So the majority of the field are on the hard tyres now. Grelis has come into the pits and put on the medium tyres. Where does Grelis come out in this situation? Oh, comes out in P2 just ahead of Evan and M. Ben. Will he be able to fight this back to the end? Oh, clips the wall slightly on the exit of turn 4. So I'm pretty sure everyone has now pitted at least once, except for Guna. Guna has still to pit. Explains why people are stuck behind in a train. So, as it stands, the biggest winner at the moment is Barry Bogorovsky with 8 positions gained. Stewart and M. Benny with 6 each, and Tom Putty with 5. Biggest loser at this moment in time, apart from Kazingle, because he's out, is Magic Poop Cannon, who is down 7 positions. Now, these penalties are going to come in massively towards the end of the race here, as Guna finally comes into the pits. Benny Bruno gets himself past Barry Bogorovsky in turns 1 and 2. Now, is Benny going to be able to get himself past Evan this time around? He is conserving his battery. He's harvesting for the majority of this lap, by the look of it. I think he's going to go for a blast down here with the DRS open. He is half a second behind right now. Is he going to be able to close the gap and make the move? He has a look. He does not go for it. As Tom Putty gets himself past Magic Poop Cannon. Poop Cannon has got himself damage on the right side of his front wing. He's missing a few of the gurney flaps as well as the end plate. And now Giannis has got himself a 3-second time penalty as well. Is Grelis going to be able to catch up to Stewart? Because as it stands, Grelis will finish in P2 at this moment in time, as he is over 3 seconds ahead of Evan in P3. Stewart, 5.5 second lead on Grelis. And Evan dropping more and more time to Grelis. how long has Evan been on these tyres? He's been on them for 9 laps as Benny makes the move, finally gets past him. Evan has been on these tyres for 9 laps now and seems to be struggling massively as Benny Buno gets himself past Giannis. Everyone is making the moves into that chicane now. Let's see what is going on further back. We have the Ferrari of Gunnar, the only Ferrari left in the race, getting himself past the Haas of D-Rush. No worries there, all done and dusted long before the corner, long before the braking zone. Let us see who is the closest driver to anyone else. It is Masked Ranger, who also has damage to his front wing. Oh! Massive wobble coming out of turn 2 there. Not what you want to do, especially when you already have damage. I don't think he's enjoying the dirty air from being behind little Mikey here. As we now have Bogorovsky about to make a move on Giannis. Done very early on into the DRS zone. Nice and steady through the Wall of Champions. Nowhere near the wall as Masked Ranger has... Oh, well, we've had an incident between the two cars at the back of the field. Well, I don't know quite what happened there. Maybe a dive attempt that didn't end up working. Oh, Mikey, why would you do that to someone? Ah, dear. Why, oh, why? As we have got D-Rush, who has now crashed out on the exit of turn 2. So we have a full course safety car. While that is coming out, we will have a look at that replay of that pass for Masked Ranger and Mikey. Mikey just went straight for the turn, didn't think of the driver, and put him in a wall. Everybody and their nan is diving into the pits. This has helped Stewart massively, although it will hinder the drivers who have got penalties. So the top 3 at this moment in time will be massively hindered. Oh, Giannis got himself a drive-through. Speeding under the safety car. You have a Delta, and Poop Cannon has been disqualified. What are you doing, Aston Martin? Poop Cannon, we're going to start calling you Window Licker the Second. If you're going to drive like Lance Stroll, you have to be treated like Lance Stroll. So, as it stands at this moment in time, Evan and Miyagi will be the drivers to benefit massively from this safety car if they can keep with the guys ahead who have penalties. Did Masked Ranger get his wing fixed? He did. He pitted under the safety car, got his wing fixed. Little Mikey is going to be screamed at after this race, more than likely. Boot Cannon has come into the chat. I'm only fast for one lap. This year's tyre wear model not working for me. You cannot use Nellboy's excuse. We've heard it already. You just need to look after the tyres a bit better. I'm on controller. I'm on a pad. And I can run longer than you. It might be a case of looking at your setups, Poop Cannon, and adjusting your setups so that tyre wear is less of a factor. Or the car is easier to drive with the tyre wear. So we are now just waiting for the back markers to catch up. I have a feeling, though, we are going to be leaving Skipper, Master Ranger and Mikey behind on the safety car restart if they do not catch up this lap. Because there are some hefty gaps back to the back three drivers. As you can see, we have lost 3 drivers already. D-Rush and Kazingle both via crashes, and Poop Cannon from being a silly sod. Now Skipper needs to start thinking about putting his foot down and catching up with the group, because Master Ranger has caught up with him and the safety car will be in at the end of this lap. Little Mikey is going to have to burn some rubber and catch up if he wants to get anywhere near the group. Now the real question is, when will Stuart go? He's sitting calm, sitting calm. Grelis behind, not warming up his tyres right now. He is just Kimi Räikkönen, the safety car restart. Calmly through the wall of champions. And Stuart puts his foot down and pulls out a slight gap, but Grelis was not caught in that. Benny was caught a little bit more so than Grelis. Everyone getting through turns 1 and 2 nice and clean. Oh, 3-second time penalties coming in thick and fast with the dirty air. Jeez. As Master Ranger and Little Mikey are fighting at the back. Stuart has already pulled out a 1.3 second gap to Grelis. So after the pit stop, let's see what tyres everyone has put on their cars. So, Benny gets himself a 3-second time penalty. He will not be pleased about that. That will dump him a lot further back. So we've got Stuart, Grelis, Kavolis, Miyagi, Mirror, Benny Buno, Havoc Connor, Master Ranger and Skipper all on mediums. Everyone else is on the hard tyres. Now, will they be able to take these medium tyres to the end of the race? Master Ranger is now creeping up on the back of Havoc Connor on these medium tyres. Is he going to be able to make a move? Buchanan is blaming his shortcomings on another driver, saying that Stewart got fast because of tyre wear. I think Stewart realised that it's a case of driving smooth. If you drive smooth and not aggressive in your turning style, you will be able to keep your tyres going, as Miyagi gets himself past Evan into P5. He is now the man most likely to make positions at the end of the race due to penalties. Now, will Miyagi be able to make his way past Cavolis on the long back straight, as Cavolis has 1.2 seconds to the car ahead? He has not been able to keep up with the likes of Benny, Grellis or Stewart. So now Miyagi is on the attack. Here comes the move. Gets it done in the braking zone. Both drivers very clean through there. Well done, boys. No contact. Beautiful racing. Miyagi got an amazing drive out of there. Little Mikey gets himself a 3-second time penalty again. And wow, Miyagi has absolutely flown and got himself a 3-second time penalty in his haste to catch up with Benny ahead. He has got himself a penalty. So now Evan is most likely to jump positions. Benny will drop because he has got 6 seconds of time penalties. There are only 3 drivers at this moment in time who have not got a penalty at this moment in time in the race. Are we going to have penalty bingo by the end? We will see. Miyagi is closing in on Benny, but he just can't seem to get the move done. As Grellis is now catching up to the back of Stewart. Grellis feels it is now the time to push and get himself back into that P1 spot. Little Mikey gets himself past Havoc Connor into turns 3 and 4. He's decided to put the hammer down since he is on the hard tyres and can push the car that little bit harder without wearing out his tyres as much. Miyagi is right behind Benny right now. If he has a good enough run out of this hairpin, he will be able to make the move before the braking zone. I do have a feeling Benny will be burning battery. No, he lets it happen. Oh, Stewart clips the wall, as does Benny. Grellis is right up with Stewart now. Another 3-second time penalty for Master Ranger there. As Janice gets himself past Skipper on the start-finish straight. Skipper gets himself a 3-second time penalty. It's only Evan and Bogorovsky who have not got a penalty so far this race. what is going to happen towards the end of the race. We are 7 laps to go at the Canadian Grand Prix. Havoc Connor gets himself another 3-second time penalty and gains a position on Little Mike. Miyagi and Benny and Kavo, this train have caught up now. There is no DRS gaps in the front 4. If only Benny didn't have those penalties, he would have played a blinder, as he has been able to keep up with them on the hard tyres. I apologise. So now the train goes down to P6. Larry Bogarowski, the biggest winner so far. 11 positions gained. And it will be 12 if he stays where he is, as he will get past Mirror under penalties, as Mikey and Connor are the guys doing the passing at the back here. Don't know if there was contact made, as Mars Ranger is right behind Havoc Connor now. But now Giannis is pushing his way past Mars Ranger. Oh, they go too wide. Giannis has to take to the off the recovery road. Jeez, that could have ended poorly. Now, any of these front drivers, are they going to make a move out of this hairpin? Bit of a wobble from Grellis out of the hairpin. Stewart gets a great drive out, but is it going to be enough to keep Grellis behind? Yes, it is for the time being. Is he going to be able to make a move at all? Not by the look of it. Stewart did really well there and got very lucky with Grellis sliding out of the hair. I think this is the closest I've seen Division 1 at the front. Oh, and Mars Ranger is facing the wrong way. I have a feeling that was between himself and potentially little Mikey or Connor. There is a safety car. And little Mikey gets himself a drive-through penalty for good measure. And that is Mikey retired on track. Didn't catch it on stream, but that seemed like he crashed into the wall on purpose on turn 5, as Mars Ranger has no front wing, so he will use this safety car to get a fresh wing and fresh tyres. If the drivers have them, it will be wise for you to put on a set of soft tyres at this stage. Grellis is going to risk it for the biscuit, stay on the mediums that he currently has on the car. Stewart and Benny are the only ones who have gone on soft so far. Guna has joined them, as has Benny Bruno. So they have given up track position to go onto the faster tyre, it may well have been a mistake. Because they are now going to have to fight their way past Bogorovsky, Mira and Evan to get up to the podium positions. And as the game is, we will have 2 laps of racing. So the safety car is already coming into the pits. So let's see what Grelis will do when it comes to this restart. Waits almost until the line and catches the drivers behind him napping. That is cruelty on another level, Grelis. But a smart strategy, as Stewart is already up the inside of Mira and Evan. Stewart is not hanging back. Will his teammate let him pass? No, he is going to have to fight. There's not much of a fight from Kavolis. He knows he's on the faster tyre. As Benny also makes a move on Mira. And Stewart gets himself another 3-second time penalty. You absolute plonker. And he's thrown it all away. Oh dear, Stewart. What could have been? Benny now right on the back of Evan. No DRS available this lap. DRS is now enabled, so we will have a absolute drag race down to the final corner. Oh, Benny almost got himself alongside Evan there. Had a bit too much on the inside curb and slid. Connor gets himself past Giannis and gets himself another 3-second time penalty. Stewart gets himself back past Mira after his mistake. I'm pretty sure he has overheated his soft tyres at this point. Benny has got himself past Evan. He now knows that he can get past Kavolis with the DRS. He just has to stay right behind him for the hairpin. Will he get the pass done? There's the DRS wide open. Likely burning the battery. And there's the move, as we have Grelis coming across the line to finish the Canadian Grand Prix. Let's see where people drop to. Grelis keeps P1, Evan P2, Miyagi P3. Well done, fellas. That was a great race. Bogorovsky up to P4. Kavolis down to P5. Wow. What a finish to the race. Stewart, you absolutely blew your chances there, but great race from everyone there, except for maybe Poop Cannon and Little Mikey for having his incident. But well done to Grelis, Evan and Miyagi for their podium positions there. So there you have it. Grelis race winner, fastest lap to Stewart. Driver of the day, no doubt in my mind, Barry Bogorovsky with the most overtakes. Cleanest driver was Evan with, I'm guessing, no warnings whatsoever. So there is your finishing grid, ladies and gentlemen. Grelis takes his third win on the trot. Evan gets himself a P2. Miyagi gets P3. Bog in P4. Kavolis P5. Mirror P6. Benny P7. Stuart down to P8. Guna P9. Finished where he started. And Tom Putty gets himself a point in P10. Good job, everyone who finished. Now, it is that time. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope everyone enjoyed that race. It went absolutely haywire with a couple of safety cars. Not quite the racing I was going to expect from Division 1. I was expecting a little bit cleaner. But hey ho. We will be back tomorrow with Division 2, 8 p.m. GMT. I will be taking part in the Canadian Grand Prix tomorrow. And we will be back with myself next week for Division 1. It will be round 5. It will be a sprint weekend. We are going to Zandvoort, and it is a sprint. So, I hope to see you there. Hope everyone has a wonderful evening. Good night.